Have you ever wondered what's really going on inside a beehive? Beyond the buzzing and the honey? Well, today we're going to do something a little different. We are going to become invisible eavesdroppers. We've got this incredible account that's going to be our guide to listen in on the secret lives, the politics, and even the philosophies of bees. So let's lean in a little closer and listen.
Wow. That one line right there, that's our invocation. It's asking us to stop seeing the hive as just a box of insects and to start hearing it as a living, breathing thing. So for the next few minutes, let's do exactly that. Let's press our ear to the hive and really listen. Okay, so our first step is to get this. That constant hum you hear, it's not just background noise, not at all. It's a language. And once you learn how to listen, you can actually start to pick out the individual voices that make up that giant chorus. And this is the key insight from our eavesdropper. If you're patient, that one single sound starts to break apart. It unravels. And suddenly it's a conversation. It's a command. It might even be a complaint. It's the moment you realize the hive is a real society, packed with individual stories and dramas. And there she is. The first voice that comes through, clear as a bell, is the queen's. And her tone is just heavy with duty, right? It's this daily speech that sets the rhythm for tens of thousands of lives. It's a call to order, a reminder of what they're all there for. But then, get this. Right after that big royal decree, you hear this little grumble. It's a worker bee, basically muttering under her breath. And in that one whispered complaint, everything changes. This isn't just an insect colony. It's a kingdom. And it's got politics, it's got personalities, and yeah, a pretty healthy dose of cynicism.
So now that we can hear the voices, let's go deeper. Let's actually head inside this incredible city of wax. It's a metropolis that is just a flat-out marvel, both in how it's built and how it's run.
I mean, really think about that for a second. A society with zero unemployment, no confusion about what your job is. From the nurseries, buzzing with the hum of nurse bees, to the huge storerooms of honey, every single bee just knows their role, their place, their duty. It's a perfectly self-regulating system.
And in this city, you've got your key players, the queen, the worker, and the drone. Now, on the surface, their lives seem pretty simple. But our eavesdropper shows us a secret reality, one that's way more complex and, honestly, a lot more tragic than you would ever guess. And that complexity is what leads us right here to the real drama of the hive. This is where we start to uncover the personal stories, the little political whispers, and the brutal, brutal truths that really define life and death inside these walls of wax. Let's start with the Queen's paradox. We look at her and we think, absolute ruler, right? An all-powerful dictator. But the truth is, she's a prisoner. She is completely ruled by biology, by the hive's non-stop need for new members. Her power isn't a choice, it's a cage.
Man, you can just feel the weight in that whisper, can't you? It's the private sadness of a leader who remembers one single moment of freedom before she was locked into a lifetime of service. Her sacrifice isn't some abstract idea, it's her reality, every single day.
So how does this whole society work? Well, it's through this incredible form of communication, the dance. It's like the hive's news station and its GPS all rolled into one. A forager comes back, she does this dance, and she's literally drawing a map for her sisters. And the most amazing part? She can't lie. It's a language of pure truth, because a lie could mean the whole hive starves.
When you boil it all down, the lifeblood of the hive is information, the dance, the gossip. But its foundation, what holds it all together, is sacrifice. From the guard bees at the entrance who will die to stop a single attacker, to the queen trapped in her chamber, the survival of the many completely depends on the sacrifice of the few.
And no one embodies this more than the drone. His entire life is this beautiful, tragic poem. He lives a life of total leisure, just waiting for one single glorious flight. And if he succeeds, if he actually fulfills his purpose, he dies, instantly. It's a beautiful, tragic, and unbelievably efficient design.
All right, now for a really wild turn. We've been listening in on them this whole time, but it turns out the bees have been watching us too. And they've got some pretty sharp opinions.
That's right. While they're out in our gardens collecting nectar, they're also collecting intelligence. And back in the hive, they actually debate about us, these strange giant creatures who share their world. The first point they make is a simple one, and it's kind of hard to argue with. From their point of view, we're just thieves. We take the fruits of all their endless labor.
But their conversation is more complicated than that. There's nuance. They acknowledge that we're part of their world. They recognize that, yeah, while we take from them, we also give back by planting flowers, even if it's just for our own benefit.
And then comes the most damning critique of all. They see our carelessness. They see the poisons we spray that threaten not just them, but the entire garden that we all depend on to survive. So what's their final verdict on humanity? It's not hatred. It's pity. They see us as powerful but incredibly reckless. We're capable of creating beautiful things, and capable of even greater destruction. To them, we are loud, dangerous children playing with things we don't understand.
So after all this eavesdropping, what have we learned? That hum from the hive leaves us with some really deep lessons. That a short life can be huge as long as it has purpose. That real power is a heavy burden, even for a queen. That sacrifice is a core part of any community. And maybe most importantly, that the hive is always greater than the self.
And this is the last message we hear from the hive. They aren't just insects. They're a reflection of our own societies, our families, our own struggles with power and duty and community. They're teachers, and they're offering us some ancient wisdom, but only if we have the humility to actually listen.
And that brings us to the final question, doesn't it? As we step away and that hum starts to fade, the challenge gets turned right back to us. Look at your own life, your workplace, your community, your hive. What are the whispers you can hear? What secrets, what sacrifices, what lessons are waiting right there for you if you only press your ear close enough to listen?